What is up, guys? My name is AC, and today I'll be giving you the business overview meeting. Before we jump into the details, let's just get this out of the way. This is a 1099 job. What that means is this is a business, right? So not a job. All right, no base pay, no hourly wage, no boss breathing down your neck. You're in full control of your time, your income, and your future. But here's the trade-off, right? You don't get freedom without discipline. You don't get options without ownership, and you don't get paid here just for showing up. Now, I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm not here to sell you on hype. I'm just here to show you exactly how this process works, the model, the money, the training, and the tools. If it clicks with you, we'll build it. If not, no hard feelings at all. All right, so here are the realities, right? The four realities of this business. This is your business. What you put in is what you're going to get out. Okay. And the sooner you treat it like one, the sooner it'll pay you like one. This is a journey, right? So you're either winning or you're learning. People are going to say no, guys. Do not take it personal. Okay. And then the last one is this is going to take work, right? So this business isn't easy. It is simple, right? Most people don't change their life in 30 days, but you definitely can in 90. So expectations, right? What do we expect from you? All right. $300 a day minimum if you're full time. Learning faster, meaning calling your mentor after presentations, perfecting your craft on every training call, writing down your objections and reviewing daily to get better every single day, hitting the gym. I know you're thinking, why the gym? Well, the gym's going to help you create discipline in all other areas, right? So if you're constantly making sure whether you're working full time, part time, whatever it is, be on Zoom or in the office daily, making sure that you're ready to go, unmuted, camera on, so we can give you feedback in real time, right? That's how we usually coach a lot of our guys. Now, with this being said, right, the top earners, this is how they come in and they become a top earner, right? They learn very fast. They're not trying to cut corners, right? So making sure that you're doing these little things right are going to set you up for future success. So understand that. So most important one, right? Everybody wants to know, how do you get paid? So the carriers are going to pay us, right? It's 75% up front, 25% on the back end. We also get renewals here between 5 to 8%. Renewals means if you keep a client on the books for the following year and the years after, you'll get paid monthly residuals from them between 5 to 8%. You get overrides, right? Difference between your comp and agent. So if you bring an agent on, you're at 100%, he's at 80%, you're going to get 20% override. How that works is the actual carrier will pay an additional 20% for bringing somebody on and writing business for them. Okay. You're also going to receive team bonuses and producer bonuses. And so, like, let's just break an example down, right? So everybody here starts, well, at least everybody with me starts at 85% comp. Okay. So that commission, the way we do it is the commission is they take the monthly amount, right? And they times that by 12 to give you the annual amount. So $1,200 would be the annual amount for this specific client. That commission payout, when you times it by 85%, is going to be $1,020. Now, the way the carrier is going to pay you is 75% up front, which is $765, and the 25% on the back end, which is $255. So months 10, 11, and 12 will be distributed evenly from that point. Okay. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. A lot of people want to know, okay, well, I know understand the pay grade, but I'm running a business. Is there like refunds? Like, how does that work? Someone like cancels. Those are what we call chargebacks, right? So this is real business talk, right? Let's address the part nobody talks about. So yes, chargebacks will happen, and yes, they're normal. So this is a real business. This is not a risk-free paycheck, right? So here's a real world example for you guys. You sell a $90 a month policy. That's $1,080 a year. At 100% comp, you're going to get $810 of that up front. That's 75%. Now, let's say the client cancels after 2 months. They've only paid around $180, but you already got $810. That means the carrier is going to claw back the rest, roughly $630, but does not come out of your bank account. It is just simply deducted from your next dial with that same carrier. So when you close somebody else, they'll just deduct it from that next one. Okay. This is why we're writing consistently is so important, right? When you're closing deals every week, chargebacks are just part of the flow. They never derail you. And like I said, it's just the cost of doing business, right? No matter what type of business you're going to get refunds, you're going to get people who cancel. And sometimes people just forget to update their card. That's where you, or if you have like a virtual assistant, they can go in, call the client and get the information back on the books. Now, let's move forward. So promotional guidelines. Okay, so promotions here, they're all production based, either production based in your personal pin or production based in your team. Okay, so for builder contract, everybody starts at 85. Let's say back-to-back months, you do $25,000 of issued premium. Okay, not submitted, issued, meaning it actually shows on books that it issued out. You'll automatically be moved to 100%. So you don't have to just like ladder up 5% at a time. You can literally go from 85 to 120% in 2 months if you write 70K, right? Back to back months. Now, let's say you're like, dang, that's a lot. I don't know if I could do that. Well, if your team does $150,000 back to back months, you could jump up to 120%. And then once you get up to the manager levels, right, in a sense, like 125 plus, that's where your team volume is going to matter most. So producer bonuses, right? We pay you in more ways than one, right? So for example, you do $50,000 in life, you're going to receive a $2,000 bonus, right? From not the carrier, from our company, from FFL. So that's how that works. It's very simple. Let's just say you do 50,000 every freaking month. 2,000 times 12, I'll give you $24,000 non-chargebackable bonus every single year like clockwork. Now, our partners who we're carried with, right? So we've partnered with A-rated carriers, household names. So what does that mean for you guys, right? Better approval rates, faster pay, more client trust, more options for you to close deals. So let's get into our carrier bonuses. Okay, so carrier bonuses, like for example, this one, Core Bridge, is going to give you a $7,000 quarterly bonus from them when you do 20 apps every quarter. So basically, you have 3 months to write 20 apps. As long as they stay on the books for 31 days, they're going to give you $7,000 just for doing your job. So 7 times 4, potentially $28,000 from one carrier. Now you look over to the right, you have Americo. They have bonuses as well. Ethos has basically, I think they have 2 bonuses per year. In the first 6 months, if you do anything over 50,000, you start to get incentivized 20%. So let's say in 6 months you write $100,000 worth of business for Ethos, you'll potentially be able to walk away with $20,000. Now let's say you do that back to back half of the year, right? In the back end half, the back end year, you're going to potentially be able to walk away with $40,000. Like there's no limit. That's what's awesome about these bonuses, guys. So, like I said, we get paid in so many ways. And then if you want to travel the world and earn big closing deals, what I mean by that, these carriers, right, along with our company, we do incentivize trips. What that means is fully paid for from carriers, companies, just for simply doing your job, writing business. Okay, so sorry. So the lead system, right? In-house, ready to go. So this is what really separates us from everyone else. You're not having to door knock, cold call. You're not having to reach out and harass your friends and your family for leads expense, or sorry, not lead expense, but like buying from you. You're not having to, go do what they call bait and switch. Some IMOs where they basically like they'll host like, I don't know, like a CPR event. And then at the end of like, okay, guys, like you see, what if like basically like they make people feel bad and like, hey, like we did showed you this, like buy some life insurance. We don't do none of that crap, right? Um, so we have an in-house lead system. We generate the traffic, the clients submit a form, and you call them. Like it's simple as that, right? So these are warm leads. People are filling out the forms of what they're looking for. It goes into the CRM, right, or into a lead sheet. You call them, you know exactly what they're looking for. You close them. The hardest part on this part is just getting people to answer their phone. I always tell guys the close is not the issue. A lot of times it's just the pickup rate. And think of it as like yourself. Like you don't pick up your phone every day, even if you're waiting for a call. So a lot of these people are going to be the same way. But once again, don't get discouraged. We have ways to get around that. We have dialing techniques, and this is where the CRM comes in place as well. Okay. So we also give you free leads to start. Okay. So when you're ready to scale, you start buying higher intent leads and reinvest like a business owner. What does that mean, right? Like I said, once again, you're not going to have to cold call or beg anybody to come buy from you. You literally just do your warm market outbound reach, or sorry, you get the inbound data, you outbound reach to them. So one of the CRMs we use is Ringy. Okay, we built out the entire system for you. What does that mean? It already has text and email follow-ups, custom drip campaigns, and it has a built-in power dialer as well. Okay, so awesome for y'all. You don't need to build anything. Literally, you're just plugging and playing our systems. So here's team results. Then this is not even the full week, the full month of March, but at week 4, just alone, right? The top 3, myself is at 3, Rana Wachika out of California is at 2, Brian Turner out of Denver is at 1. Us 3, right? I'm the reason I'm saying these states is because I want to show you can close from anywhere. It does not matter. But if you look at these numbers, right, guys, screenshot this, go compare this to any other team, maybe or another place trying to recruit you, and you'll understand why we are the fastest growing IMO. And not only that, how we get people paid so fast, right? deliver proof over promises. And that's because we have a bunch of young, hungry killers out here. And on top of that, we have the best lead training systems as well. Sorry, paid training. I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I mean is we have the best free trainings for you, right? In-house. Okay. So first sales training, okay, your weekly schedule. How this works is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have every single week we have training is in the morning. We have a team call in the evening on Mondays. We have Closers Academy. Closers Academy is just another type of training. Usually that's going to be your up and coming guys or a top guy in the industry is hosting that. And then your coaching call with Sean Mike. Sean Mike's our CEO on Fridays. He hosts free calls. Not free, sorry, but like paid call, but like most of the time your upline has access to that so you can watch and tune in. Now the sales mastery calls, all these that are being done Monday, Wednesday, Friday, these guys are 40K plus closers monthly, right? Like clockwork. That's the only way you can get on the actual sales mastery call. So you start doing good, eventually you could find yourself hosting that as well and helping other new agents come on. Okay, so you're going to hear another way we do training, right, is you'll hear live dials, role play, rebuttals, and you're going to sharpen your skills with the team. Okay, so we're not going to leave you to figure this out on your own, but we also don't chase you down. What does that mean? You got to show up, you got to ask questions, guys. If you don't show up, you don't ask questions, how can I help you? Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. So here's just more pictures of how it's going to look on Instagram when it's posted. Here's some testimonials. These are guys who are in this industry. Our All-Star Life Group page. Okay. Exit out of here. Next, I'm going to show you let's go to our agent dashboard. So this is a one-stop shop, right? Everything you need, Zoom links, scripts, rebuttal sheets, onboarding videos, training schedules, All-Star Zoom link. All our Zooms are always going to be on here. Training is going to be on here as well. Discord, I'll get into that. Vet scripts, Goldmine, get into that as well. So let's just start with the Discord. So the Discord is going to be your training hub. If you decide to move forward, you'll get put in here, okay, in the pre-onboarding section. And it's literally going to break down everything for you, right? So from the pre-onboarding to the onboarding, you're going to know exactly what to do here. It's a guide, right? So from here, each step is going to unlock access as you complete it. So when you first come in, you're not going to have access to all the training hubs right away. What'll happen is you'll complete the onboarding. It's going to drop this training hub. When you do the training hub at the end, once you're done with reading all this, you're going to become agent. It'll drop everything else. Okay. So let's get into our Slack. This is where we're dropping daily sales. So you can see people selling in real time. And it's kind of a booster motivator, right? In a sense, if you're not selling, doing what you're supposed to do, it's definitely going to make you want to work harder and grind, right? So also you're going to have live updates as well. Like Ronnie Salem hosted the team meeting yesterday. This is where you can constantly see the updated calls and who's doing them and things like that as well. So you'll see who's working, right? Who's winning and who's falling behind in here. Okay. And then the last thing is just the gold mine. This is where all leads are going to be in a sense. When you come in, this is where you're going to have your first 6 to 8 weeks of free leads, vet gold. So like literally guys, are not our agents, our managers are constantly putting leads in these weekly. I think we're up to like 100,000 plus leads in here. So these are leads that you can call. You have unlimited access to your first 8 weeks. My advice is take advantage, right? Take advantage in here and make sure that you are actually using these leads to the best that you can, because when you do that, from that point there, whatever you make in here, you're not having to pay anything for lead expense, right? You can literally take this, you can take some profit, and then you can put it right back into your business and start funding your business without ever using a personal dime, right? Because a dime starts to come from when you get paid from these. Here's just our scripts. Just want to give you an example real quick. Objection handling. Like I said, we have everything you can think of, guys. It's already been thought of. All right, let me close with this, right? This is not going to be for everybody. If you need hand holding, base pay, or someone to tell you what to do every day, this probably won't work for you. If you're hungry, coachable, and ready to actually bet on yourself, then this is probably going to be the exact opportunity you've been looking for, guys. So get back to the person who sent you this video, tell them you're ready to run it, and we'll help you build the rest. Stay blessed, man. Hope to hear from y'all soon.